According to the Durham report, the plan by Hillary Clinton to create a false story linking Donald Trump to Russia was briefed in August of 2016 by CIA Director John Brennan to President Obama, VP Biden, AG Loretta Lynch, and FBI Director Comey.
So hold up, this was when Trump was running?
Yeah, this is the plan. This is where the Russia collusion comes from. Yeah. It was a plan. It was made up.
So I thought it was the collusion once he got elected. Because I thought they said Russia cheated for him to win.
Duh, where do you think that started? There.
So Kash Patel just opened back up the investigation on this directly on the old FBI director, James Comey.
I do remember them saying they did he was spying on the campaign. They just tried to drop it though. I do remember that. And that was before I was even like invested in politics. We watched something about that in my government class.
And then you made a comment earlier about the Attorney General, previous Attorney General, asking you about the investigation on the Clinton emails, saying that you've been asked not to call it an investigation anymore, but to call it a matter. And you had said that confused you. Can you give us additional details on that?
Well, it concerned me because we were at the point where we had refused to confirm the existence, as we typically do, of an investigation for months. And it was getting to a place where that looked silly because the campaigns were talking about interacting with the FBI in the course of our work. The Clinton campaign at the time was using all kinds of euphemisms, security review, matters, things like that for what was going on. We were getting to a place where the Attorney General and I were both going to have to testify and talk publicly about it. And I wanted to know, was she going to authorize us to confirm we had an investigation? And she said, yes, but don't call it that, call it a matter. And I said, why would I do that? And she said, just call it a matter. And again, you look back in hindsight, you think, should I have resisted harder? I just said, all right, this isn't a hill worth dying on. And so I just said, okay, the press is going to completely ignore it. And that's what happened. When I said, we have opened a matter, they all reported the FBI has an investigation open. And so that concerned me because that language tracked the way the campaign was talking about the FBI's work. And that's concerning.
It gave the impression that the campaign was somehow using the same language as the FBI because you were handed the campaign language and told to be able to use the campaign language.
And again, I don't know whether it was intentional or not, but it gave the impression that the Attorney General was looking to align the way we talked about our work with the way a political campaign was describing the same activity, which was inaccurate. We had a criminal investigation open. As I've said before, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We had an investigation open at the time, and so that gave me a queasy feeling.
Remember, Trump used to, when he was running that first time, he was always talking about putting Hillary in jail.
He did, because she's corrupt, though. She got a rap sheet now.
Yeah, people are saying he got paid.
When we were in the White House, I saw a big old picture of her.
Yeah, she's the first lady. They had a whole bunch of. They had one about Michelle.
You know, they say Hillary is the reason why Haiti look like how it do right now.
Yeah, they took the USAID $4.4 billion. Her family was like they took point on that. Like they was leading that, and they was scraping that cheese off.
It said we take full accountability of this at the same time.
Wow, man. So the FBI, I mean, we know the FBI was corrupt, but this is pretty insane.
Remember Kash Patel said it's a deep state museum.
The FBI director right now is investigating the former FBI director.
Well, they've been saying for years the FBI is one of the most corrupt organizations. They said it about the CIA too.
All the 3-letter agencies.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said they're trying to get rid of all of them.
Hold on, so there was another plane crash? I'm sorry to go off.
It almost hit.
Comey testified before Senate that he wasn't aware of any surveillance on the Trump campaign. Watch Comey lie under oath. He stole government documents. He leaked classified info. He lied to the FISA court. And he gave Hillary a pass. The effing bastard deserves jail.
Do you stand by your House testimony of March 20th that there was no surveillance of the Trump campaign that you're aware of?
Correct.
You would know about it if they were, is that correct?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
That sounds like a lie. Yeah, this is
buddy?
the first case that my boy Kash Patel and them opening up. And we got, guess who else we got in there? Mr. Bongino.
I'm waiting on them Epstein list.
They're going to get to that. They're going to get to it.
We should have that any day now.
Laura Loomer is hot about that. She's like crash. I seen her was going off on Twitter about it.
Because they haven't released it yet?
Yeah, she said, I know it's on somebody's desk right now.
That is kind of crazy, though, that it's taking this much.
FBI looking into James Comey's off-the-book honeypot operation targeting 2016 Trump campaign. Well, we've been knew this. We've been knew that it was against him. Trump's been saying this for years.
It's so funny how long they've been against him, though.
Man.
And it's almost a decade now they've been trying.
You want to know why? It's because he's not a career politician. I feel like once you get in Washington and you make a career out of this, you're going to get corrupted at some point. There's going to be somebody that comes and offer you some money. It's a dirty game. Everything happens at the expense of the American people, and we're led to believe that it's in our benefit.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who worry that targeting an individual firm or individuals who aren't Jack Smith for his actions?
I've been targeted for 4 years, longer than that. So you don't tell me about targeting. I was the target of corrupt politicians for 4 years, and then 4 years after that. So don't talk to me about targeting.
Yeah, somebody almost took him off the map too.
Yeah,
Multiple.
Y'all got to
attempts.
think about that. So I don't see why anybody saying anything about targeting. This man literally was a bullseye.
That's literally a trigger word. Probably.
he literally was a target for somebody. Literally.
Are you concerned that it may get a test unlike any other if Donald Trump is reelected? I mean, when you think about a second Trump administration, what do you think the implications would be for the FBI?
Oh, serious, for the Justice Department and the FBI, because Trump is coming for those institutions. He knows their power, and I think he has regrets that he didn't work hard enough to corrupt them last time. So he's coming for them, and that's a danger for all Americans. He's going to put people in positions in those organizations. He didn't have all-stars the last time. He'll have the bottom of the barrel this time, but people who will want to do his will, and that should worry every American. This election matters. Because of a reason like that, people have to participate. You cannot sit on the sideline. I don't care how you feel about Joe Biden, you must vote for him because the consequences on the other side are too severe.
Yeah,
the MAGA mafia. Look at that.
He literally exposed himself right there.
They were so crazy, bro. They were trying so hard, bro.
It seems like everything that we see, the more and more it comes out, has been operated in a way as to like just discredit Trump. Like try to derail him, to get rid of this campaign, and it's finally come to fruition. Their worst nightmare.
He sounds like a Democrat, not an FBI director.
You know what's crazy? They used to say everything Trump said was a conspiracy theory or a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
everything came to pass.
We got to get rid of people like this. Jim Comey, who signed on obviously with the woke agenda because he's weak. This is one of the most disgusting human beings on planet Earth. A man who has done more damage to the United States and its institutions than I'd argue anyone else alive right now. Wow. There are people who've done as much, John Brennan, but you can't possibly do more. This man decimated the credibility of the FBI. He is the worst FBI director in the history of the FBI. And the problem with Jim Comey is he is a straight up sociopath.
Wow.
He is a man who has zero remorse for what he did. There is a damning report that just came out, the Durham report, suggesting they never had any evidence to start this case with at all.
Wow.
And Jim Comey, the FBI director, who personally oversaw the case against Trump to spy on him and his presidency. You'd think this guy would sliver into the cave he came from, to never be seen from again, and his family would tell people he died in a car accident so they don't have to acknowledge they know him. Not this guy. This a-hole loser wrote another book and is out doing the media tour. So on the media tour, he was asked, hey, listen, now that the Durham report came out, anything embarrassing here? Are you like going to apologize to America? Nope, not at all. This is a sociopath in action. Watch this loser.
As for the Durham report, 300 pages, 4 years investigating the investigators. One of the things that did come out of it was that procedures, regular FBI procedures, were ignored, that steps were missed along the way in this investigation. In fact, Director Wray said when the report came out, yeah, we acknowledged that a couple of years ago, and we've changed all that. Those changes are already in place. Do you acknowledge perhaps that some mistakes were made along the way?
Oh, definitely. And they were found 4 years ago by the Inspector General. So there's nothing new in this new document.
What were some of those mistakes from your point of view?
Oh, that the FBI didn't communicate clearly the status of certain sources. They didn't double check certain information before putting it in a court application for a foreign intelligence wiretap, and a bunch of others.
And so do you believe now, as some of these politicians call for defunding of the FBI, that has been corrected and that now the procedures are in place to avoid those kind of mistakes in the future?
I think so. But in complex investigations, there's always going to be mistakes. It doesn't mean the FBI is incompetent, honest, and independent.
So, Director, with some distance now from your time there with that investigation and everything that came into that 2016 election, are there things that you wish you had done differently?
Oh, plenty. I mean, plenty of small things. In the main, I think the FBI did it in the right way during a very difficult time in 2016.
Why was it so difficult?
Is this guy smoking the glass? Is this guy on crack? Is he smoking crack?
Hey, man. This was 2 years ago, and now he's the deputy director of the FBI.
No, that's insane.
How the tables are turned.
Time to restore honor, Mr. Bongino. Your complaint was heard.
When do you believe the FBI figured out that all of this was just one political campaign trying to take down another?
I think they knew right away. In the documents that we put out in the Nunes investigation, the Nunes memo, and the HIPSI report on Russian active measures show that the FBI knew right away because their FISA abuse process, now that declassification process is complete, and your viewers can read it, that the FBI knew the information was fraudulent. They knew the credibility problems with Christopher Steele, and they knew the DNC through Fusion GPS and Perkins Coie were piping in tens of millions of dollars into the machine so that they could get up a FISA warrant on President Trump. So I think they knew right away, which is why I think the individuals at the head of the FBI need to be held accountable. Look out for indictments against the folks like Fusion GPS and Glenn Simpson for helping perpetuate this fraud. And look out for individuals like Lisa Page and Peter Strzok. I believe they're already helping John Durham. They're cooperating with him to get the bigger fish like the Andy McCabe, who is the biggest fraudster next to James Comey.
Wow.
Well, hey,
This is
man,
gonna get crazy.
they about to
They
get
coming
to
for
work.
y'all.
I'm excited for what's gonna come from this.
This is gonna get insane.
From these appointments, you know, Kash Patel was my favorite confirmation of the whole cabinet.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
I'm excited to see what he can accomplish.
Yeah, so don't y'all watch what y'all saying to
for
Trump
real?
and that when y'all talk about
Kash?
targeting, man.
Who's your favorite?
Tom. I feel like Tom the most savage one out there.
I'm being honest though.
Tom homie.
I think I
homie
saw a
be-
tweet that said Joe Biden deported more people in his first month than Trump did.
Wow. Yeah,
I think it was from Nick Fuentes, but I mean, I don't know how credible that is. But
I've been seeing they've been struggling to get their deportation numbers
We know
up.
why. It was the FBI. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, because people was leaking with their locations and things like that, and the cities are actively
Helping.
working against the ICE.
So is they
yeah,
gonna
they
try
said
to-
Trump deported 37,000. Joe Biden monthly average was 57,000.
Oh, I see why he said deport Mo.
Hey,
So all these protesters,
bro,
Joe Biden deported more. And he
we,
didn't
well,
even,
we don't know if that's fact, but even if it is, it probably is.
You know,
If
it probably is because of the sanctuary cities, bro.
If it
they're
is-
arresting the people and keeping them away. They're hiding them.
Yeah, so that's the
essentially.
reason why. That's the reason. But they're saying the reason why they're mad at Trump because he's dropping his nuts about it. But anyways, it doesn't matter. So I think I'm
It's
trying
the
to
who.
indict Obama though. Is Obama finna be involved in this? And any of like,
Well, I mean, maybe,
Yeah.
but you gotta start somewhere.
Ooh,
Well,
Gotta start somewhere.
they said Obama was the one that was running the United when when Biden was in office. We don't know if that's true or not.
really just thinking about the words, the threat to democracy now is just even crazier, bro. The fact that Obama and Michelle went on stage crying. This was the real reason right here.
No, this was the reason, and I think a lot of the minority reasons too is when Obama went and got on them black men. That blew, bro. Everybody's talking about that and how he was degrading them. Said Michelle, if y'all lucky, Michelle ain't here.
Like they tried their hardest.
And then they made LeBron James drop the video.
No, that was a crazy
So
video.
when we seen LeBron drop that video, yeah, you can show they pushing their agenda the fullest force forward.
Like that was such propaganda, bro.
Multiple assassinations attempts. Like the fact that, like, okay, bro, they had him. They had him. Just got lucky.
He said, if you look at that chart,
Now that I really think about it, bro, when you really think about it, that was actually like they sent that man. Somebody sent that man.
it was an inside job. I said that from the rip, and
Like,
I
like-
never say I'm an anti-conspiracy
It's
theorist.
no way that it was that close and this happened that like it was 200 feet away.
Yeah, I might say I'm
There's no
tripping.
way.
They need to do an investigation on the Secret Service because how they do TSA and everything, I can't see nobody getting away with walking past all them people.
They tightened it up
having
since
guns.
then,
And
though.
then the American people seen them first.
Yeah, I can't believe
No,
that.
that's the
I
craziest
don't
part.
know, man.
And they said they was pointing at him. It just make it more crazy. Like, I don't know, bro.
Well, guys, so all love is gonna unfold. We're out of here, guys. Let's know what y'all think.